Hi, you are welcome once again to the Sonia's Parlor, and we are here with another educative, interactive, and entertaining topic for discussion. Today, we want to talk about the fact that apology genuinely is important. So, the question is, why say sorry? That's our topic for discussion today. And to help me do that, I have here with me Reverend Father Michael Wonders Chekwukuma from the Catholic Diocese of Ho, who is currently working at St. Augustine Parish, Hohwe. Father, you are welcome.
Thank you.
So, please let's just dive right into the discussion. Why do you believe it is important to genuinely express remorse or apologize to someone?
Yes. It is necessary to have a genuine apology, just as it is necessary to have water in our body.
Okay.
We need water to grow. We need nutrients to grow. We also need apologies to keep our relationships going. So that is why it is important to have genuine apology. There is no apology until it is genuine. So every apology should be genuine. But of course, we have the fake ones who pretend to be apologizing. In reality, it is not.
To add to that, or to continue with just what you just said, how do you differentiate between the fake apology and then the genuine one? How, as an individual, how can you be able to tell whether someone apologizing to you is doing it genuinely or the person is just pretending?
Okay. So, first of all, I'd like to use the principle of coherence. Here, we are talking about what is within and what is expressed. So, when what is within is the same as what is expressed, I see that as genuine. This is to say that if I say that I'm sorry, and sincerely within my heart, deep down, I am sorry, and what is coming out of my mouth is actually from my heart, then it is sincere. When it is not, then there is no apology.
Alright. When it is not, then there is no apology. So, kindly share with us a personal experience where a genuine apology was made to you and then how you felt. Yes, kindly share such an experience with us, if there is any, please.
Well, I was thinking I was going to share one that I made, because then I am very certain that it was something that is genuine that I have made. And I want to go back to secondary school days.
Okay.
Yes. When I was in secondary school as a junior, one of my seniors offended me. And I actually got very angry. And I said some words that in normal terms I wouldn't have. Okay. The senior was angry, but he kept quiet. Then the days rolled by. I think it was Friday. Saturday passed. Then Sunday morning, I was preparing for Mass. I was reflecting. Then I realized that no, on Friday, I got angry and I said certain words that were offensive to my senior. So I quickly arranged to go and see him. I told him, "Senior, I want to see you." He said, "What for?" I said, "I just want to say something to you." I told him, "Okay, last Friday, something happened. I got angry and I spoke very harsh words to him. As I was reflecting to go for Mass, I realized that no, I need to come and see him to tell him how sorry I am for that." And he was taken aback for a while. I was wondering what actually is happening. For some few minutes, he couldn't say anything. Then all of a sudden he said, thank you for coming to say you're sorry. And from that time, we became close. We could have sincere discussions, and we had a good relationship for the rest of his stay over there before he left me. So this is one that really has touched my heart that I wish to share with your viewers. Yes. And then let me add my side. After that, I felt fulfilled. I felt that, okay, the senior was at peace with himself. And then afterwards, I could go to the dormitory anytime. We could have a chat without feeling bad or being scared. And I was myself anytime I entered. Anytime I see him, we talk as normal friends do. Yeah. So that's for your viewers.
All right. Thank you for sharing that experience with us. So from what you just said, we could see that you felt good within yourself, and the remorse, the feeling of remorse and everything was away after that sincere apology. But I would want to ask, are there situations where apologies may not be needed? And if there are any, you can cite the examples for us.
Wow, this is a very beautiful and then very interesting question. Well, throughout my life, I have not come across any situation where I can say that an apology, once offense have been committed, would not be necessary. Yeah. So first of all, is there an offense? Was someone hurt? Are you responsible for that? Once you answer these questions and you know that there is something that you did or said or did not even do or refused to say that offended someone, hurt someone, and then you are responsible, then there is a need for an apology. But then there are certain situations that, okay, we intentionally do certain things to some people, specific people. Let me give a situation. Let's say someone always offends people and does not care. He or she does not apologize. And this person needs to be corrected because you cannot continue life that way. And then, okay, you decide to do something that will really get to the person. So you plan something to do or something to say so that the person will feel hurt. Then afterwards, if he expresses disgust at what you have done, then you can use the occasion to point out to you, this is what you always do to people. You never bother to say sorry. I was doing this not to offend you. I was doing this just to bring to your attention that this is what you always do. Perhaps you are not aware of it. Here, the person did not intentionally offend. So let me put it again. The person intentionally decided to offend this person so that he or she could teach that person a lesson. So here, there is, sincerely speaking, no offense here. It's just a lesson. And after the person, okay, I did this intentionally just to get your attention. In that case, even an apology may be necessary or will be in place, because if you say, oh, I'm sorry for doing this, but this is what I meant to do. This is the message I meant to communicate to you. So I don't see any situation where you have offended someone and you are truly sorry and you feel there is no need to approach the person to say. Unless the person cannot be approached, then we may say, okay, that one situation has made it so. But if the person can be approached, why not? Yeah.
So if I understand what you said rightly, it means there is no situation where apology may not be needed. Provided someone wrongs another, apology is needed in almost every situation, even if it is intentional, to teach the other party a lesson there might still be the need for apology. Right, okay. So I would want to again ask how cultural and societal norms influence the way apologies are given and the way they are received.
Okay. Cultural and societal norms. They are great forces in our lives. We can't put them away and then continue to live in the society. Whether we like it or not, they will continue to affect us. Now, a very typical area where this affects apologies is the difference between age. Yes. And then the difference in authority. Age may not necessarily be authority, but in some cases, you may have someone in authority who is younger. So this situation, the way we perceive them, authority, for instance, someone is the chief linguist in the society, or he's the chief in the society. There are some situations that people will not expect him to go out there to go and say this because of his position. Yes, these things have an influence on how we render apologies. The typical one is the age factor, where between a young person and an elderly person, this old person has offended the young one, and if we are to make restitution, there must be an apology to that effect. But because of how we perceive old age and the difference in age, sometimes it prevents it. And so when it happens that way, okay, young people will have to find a way to set their hearts free to forgive without having an apology. And those who are working under other people in the workplace, in the church, wherever, we also have to find some way of letting go, even when the apology does not come. But nothing will kill you as an elderly person. Nothing will kill you as a person in authority when you realize that you are wrong and then you render an apology to someone under your authority or someone who is much younger than you. This is not going to change your name. It does not change your identity. So even in the midst of the cultural norms, we still have to go an extra mile to make sure that people we live and work with are actually feeling at home when they are around us. We should not let them carry grievances in their hearts. Life becomes too heavy for them, and that is not fair when we do it. Thank you.
There is this saying that an elderly person is always right, as you mentioned. So you, the younger one who has really been offended, you have to find a way to deal with that situation yourself, knowing very well that the elderly person will never apologize because of the age factor. You mentioned it shouldn't always be the situation and that it takes nothing from you when you apologize. But in our setting here, should I say African, or let's just say Ghana, the elders are always the ones saying the right thing and doing the right thing always. Kindly say something to our elderly people in this regard, how they can handle it, even if they don't really want to say out the words plain that they are sorry, in order for the younger person to be at peace. Yeah.
Okay. Many times, the elderly people or those in authority do not make their apologies in public, but behind closed doors, they find ways to reconcile. When there is an issue, we go sit down. Where the young person has offended, they point it out to him. So, okay, you have not done things right. You apologize. When the young person is out, they ask the young person to leave. They quickly point out to the elderly person that It's just that we didn't want to point out this and this and this in front of the young one for the sake of respect. But you have offended in this way. When you continue to live like that, it wouldn't help. So this is one way that people already know how to handle it. But sometimes it does not happen. Sometimes, so okay, once we condemn the young person leaves, and that is the end. It does not help. And sometimes when this continues for a long time, it can bring about hatred. And this may go beyond the immediate people and spread to other families and become a problem in society. So if we do not want this trouble in society, in families, in fighting here and there, then we should be able to point out the offense to elderly people in authority when they offend. And then when we do this, we are actually helping them to become better versions of themselves. When you know that, okay, when you offend a person, nobody will defend you, then next time when you are behaving, you know what to say and what to do. So for our elderly people out there, I already said, when an elderly person is able to tell a young person that, oh, I offended you, it does not change anything about his age. It only adds to the respect that the young person has for the old person. Yeah, but many times we do not perceive it that way. I feel that, okay, if I go and apologize to him, he will take me for granted next time. But that is not the case. It rather increases respect. Oh, this is a man, even at his age, look at him. He came down, he humbled himself to apologize to me, a young person, when he could have just said, oh, leave here. So it speaks a lot. It changes the youth when the elderly people behave in this manner. So we are called upon to do things like this to make our society a better place to live in.
Yeah. On this note, I would want to ask you whether you have ever experienced an apology and realized that it was not genuine, and how did it affect the person's perception with you, or how did you see the person afterwards? You knew within yourself very well that this apology the person is rendering is not genuine, but the person still went ahead and did it anyway. I believe afterwards your perception about the person becomes questionable. In such situation, how did you handle the situation?
Okay, on this I will beg to differ a bit because of my perception of life. When a person is able to, for instance, sit down just to imagine apologizing, for me that is enough. Then the person goes to the extent of walking towards me to say, I want to speak to you. I did this and that, and I'm sorry. That is a good step. I believe that apologies take time. They take time. For instance, somebody who has done something may even for a year never realize that, oh, what I did or said actually offended that person. And even when the person realizes it, to break my own ego, to get up and go, to say sorry to another person, it takes time. It takes time to do that. But when the person is doing it just because he or she wants to win a favor, that becomes quite offensive, even than before. For instance, okay, you've offended me. You know that, oh, between this time and that time, I would need a favor from this young man. So you walk towards me, and then, oh, you give me sugar-coated words and all that. Oh, the next day, you walk to me, oh, I need this, I need that, I need that. I may give it to you. I believe I want to. And in the process, I will struggle to give you, and I may be able to do so. But then, afterwards, when you are making an apology, I will be skeptical. Is this person genuine? Is he coming with this gift so that he could receive something tomorrow? Yeah, that will raise a question about the person's sincerity. And this may affect other areas of a relationship. Okay, you tell me this is happening here. Would I believe? Would I trust that what you are saying is true? So such things actually break trust in a person, and it's difficult to restore this trust when it is broken. So that is one thing that I have experienced. But for me, mastering the courage to go to the person is a good step, and the rest may follow. Even if it does not follow, you make some restitution for that. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, how do you approach situations where apology is warranted but it's difficult to deliver, and what factors contribute to the hesitation?
Okay. So we have a situation where there is a need for an apology. It's necessary, but some circumstances hinder the apology from being rendered or received. Yes, many situations can lead to that. One, let me talk from the perspective of the person not being ready. The apology is necessary, but the person is not ready. The person is still angry about something, or the person has not realized the depth of what he has done. So in that case, it is the person to render the apology that is not ready. So if the person is ready, the person could go right ahead to render the apology. There are other times, okay, the person is ready, but the one to render the apology to is not ready to listen. In that case, you can't force the person. Sometimes if you force it, the issue rather escalates because the person is not ready. The person even does not want to see you. So let me give this situation. Sometimes you have offended this person, and then you want to apologize. The person does not want to hear from you. Then you call. At that time, because you have felt it that you want to really apologize to the person, let him understand my side of the story. You keep calling, but you know that when you keep calling one person countless times, it rather makes the person angry. So in such situation, if you realize that, okay, the recipient of your apology is not ready, you don't have to force it. You have to give it time. There are things about our emotions, and when the person is not ready, you simply cannot force it. When the person is ready, the right time will come. Sometimes, after trying to render your apology and the person is not ready, after some time, your effort you made to render your apology is in itself an apology after the person has cooled down, settled down. Not that, oh, this person wanted. But just that at that time, I just wanted to free my mind. So these things happen. Okay. Now, the recipient is ready to listen, but not ready to forgive. Okay, you come, the person will listen to you, everything. You even send another person to help you render your apology. And the person will sit down, receive you very well, offer you water. But you speak, render your apology. The person he has heard your apology, but is not willing to accept it. So that is also another hindrance. So a number of these emotional situations could prevent it. Other times it could be a matter of space or distance. There are times that, okay, the person is not reachable by phone. You don't know where the person is at the moment. Though you know that your apology is ready, the person to receive it, you don't know where the person is. So this is hindrance by geographical location, or maybe by call, you can't reach the person, communication gap. So that can also be a situation that will prevent the apology from being rendered at the time where it is really necessary. But all this said, when the time is fulfilled, when everything is settled, the apology can be rendered, accepted, and then relationships mended to make way for a better relationship. Yeah.
So in a situation where the receiver is not ready and they are not telling you, I am not ready, you the one going to render the apology, what must you do? Because you really want to free yourself of that burden within you, but the other party is not ready to listen to you. What should you do as an individual?
Okay. Here I want to speak from the perspective of the person making an effort. That sometimes is enough, and you should forgive yourself after taking the steps to render your apology and the person is not ready. You should forgive yourself. Okay, I have done this wrong. I realize my fault. Oh, I have faulted you. I have come. You are not ready. For the fact that I was able to sit down, think, reflect on what I did, that is a plus. Taking the step, which is my step. In every relationship, there are steps from both sides. Yeah. Now, you can only make the steps that you can take. The other one, you can't force it. So after you have played your part, you have settled your part. And you should forgive yourself if the other person is not ready. Then you settle down and then give it time. This should be an attitude that we cultivate. I have played my part. I did it today. The following day, I was on it. I did it another time, and yet the person is not ready. Well, I should be able to relax because I have really done my part. But it doesn't mean that you should just relax about everything. Even when the person is ready at another time, you say, oh, when I rendered my apology, you were not ready. You did not listen to me. Now I am also angry that you didn't listen to me. When it happens that way, the relationship will not be mended. But this is capable of happening. That is why I said it should be an attitude that when you have taken the first steps, you should forgive yourself. Okay. That, okay, you are wrong. You have taken the necessary steps that you have taken. Don't get angry at all when the other person is not ready. You can't force the person to be ready when he or she is not ready. Yeah, so you just have to wait patiently for the person. Sometimes as Christians, not sometimes, as Christians, our duty is also to pray for the person, that the person may find consolation. After that consolation, we may meet, the apology may not be necessary again. Yeah.
On this note, I would like to ask, how does the timing of an apology affect its effectiveness? And is there anything like apologizing too late, if there is anything like that?
Very interesting question. It is 2 in 1. Okay. I'll try to take it slowly and see if you will get a good answer. Yes. Timing is a necessary factor in life. It is necessary in all relationships. It is necessary in our work life, every aspect of our life. Timing in forgiveness, rendering apology, is very crucial. But I earlier said it takes time to realize the wrong. It takes time to prepare the heart to accept my fault. It takes time to take the first step. It takes time to take the phone to call that one person after we had a grudge. So it requires time. This notwithstanding, if you push the time beyond its limit, it can destroy. And then if you hasten it too much too, it can destroy some other things. Okay. So now let's take it from two perspectives. The person who is supposed to render the apology and the person who is supposed to accept. Okay. Now, I have offended someone. I need to apologize. How much time should that take me? There is no time stipulated. As soon as I'm ready, I should get to it. But should it be my attitude that for me, I am never ready in time, always pushing it to the latter time before I get ready? That is also a question mark. Let's move to Jesus. Jesus, for my reflection about his coming down, he portrays what I call ready to forgive before the offense is committed. Ready to forgive before the offense is committed. He is always ready to forgive, always ready to let go. So that is one. That attitude, we should cultivate it. When we cultivate it, when the offense happens, it will not take us too long time to get ready for it. But without that attitude, sometimes it may take us 10 years to go and say one sorry. Especially if there is authority figure involved. So the first thing I'm pointing out from here is we should cultivate the attitude of responding to offenses promptly. That is for the side of I who have offended. The other person who is supposed to receive the apology and forgive must also have that attitude. So when we have two people, let's make it typical, husband and wife, have that attitude. The husband is ready to say sorry. The wife is ready to say sorry. As soon as the wife hears sorry, she is ready to forgive. As soon as the man gets the sorry, he is ready to forgive. Their relationship will be fantastic. That is on the bright side. The other side is when some people are always ready to forgive, sometimes they are taken for granted. And sometimes this may change their attitude. Here I say, you do not change your good attitude because others have bad attitude towards you. So we should always get ready to forgive. It should be our attitude. Now, when it is not our attitude, weeks will not be enough for us to prepare. Months will not be ready for us to prepare. Years will elapse and we are still not prepared to forgive. So some people have their grudge lasting years. One party will die. That time, then it is too late. Another area where it is too late, let me remark that it is better late than never. That first. Never. No. It should be late, but not too late. If we can say that. The lateness is relative. Sometimes it may take a week, but it's late. Because someone might have committed suicide within a day. For you, it will take you 1 week to realize you are sorry, to prevent that one person before you realize the person is gone. So even a day may be too late. So we may not pinpoint a specific time frame that, this and this time. But anytime you wait until your offense gets the better part of the other party, for the person to go down in life, the person's life to be destroyed, to be emotionally down, contemplate suicide, then it is getting late. It is getting late. Anything can happen at any time. No one knows the time. So my way of approaching it is that let us always be prepared to forgive. And when that happens, we'll be able to forgive quite promptly, and it will never be too late for us to forgive. Yeah.
All right. Let us always be prepared to forgive. But then I would want to still take your final words for our viewers. Generally, why say sorry? In a form of advice or anything to our viewers out there.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Well, I'd like to say something brief about the whole process. The first one, forgiveness is wired into our being. Saying sorry is a necessary part of our survival. So if you want to survive, saying sorry and forgiving are very crucial for our survival. Now, we may be successful in our businesses and so many other things, but when we are not successful in cultivating the attitude of saying sorry, we have failed. If we have not been able to cultivate the attitude of forgiving quite promptly, we have failed. Because the mansions, the cars, they will not make life worth living. They add to it. But you'll be living in complete sadness, sorrow, bitterness, anger. The mansions will not be of good use to us. The space will never be enough for us. The cars will never do it. So for me, the attitude to say I'm sorry is an area for us to succeed. And there is no venture that you succeed without struggling. So you have to struggle before you succeed in this venture of saying sorry promptly and receiving apologies with an open heart. You have to strive to do that. As some people will say, oh, as for me, I never forgive. Oh. No. We should be able to change it. It is necessary for our lives. If not, you have so much bitterness in your life. Life is such that you can't live this, let's say, even a month without getting offended. Sometimes in a day, you have 5. You pass here, this person is offending you. You go there, the workplace, oh, marriage is another thing. So if you don't cultivate the attitude, the other side is also true. We offend people so many times in a day, knowingly and unknowingly. So if we can't say sorry, and if we can't forgive, then life becomes burdensome for us. We make life burdensome for others and for ourselves. Okay, so forgiveness and saying sorry must become a goal of our life. In a spirituality, it should be a goal of our striving. We should strive. When we read the word of God, when we go to church, when we listen to the word, they should be geared towards being people who are able to say sorry when we offend and who are able to forgive when people ask for our forgiveness. This should be one of our goals in life. And when we do, I'm sure that we will be successful. Finally, sometimes you don't have to wait for the sorry. Don't wait for the sorry. Some of the sorries will take 10 years. Some will never come in life. But if you want to live, smile, laugh, be happy, then you must cultivate the attitude of forgiving even when the offender has not even dreamed of coming to ask for your forgiveness or saying sorry. Let not the sorry become a necessary factor for you to forgive. Learn to forgive even when people have not asked for it. Like Jesus, we should be people who forgive even before the offense is committed. Thank you. God bless all your viewers. Wish you well, even as you strive to be people who forgive easily and who ask for forgiveness when you offend. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Father, for that insight. Well, learning to forgive and learning to say sorry will help you survive in life, literally. So you have to cultivate that act to learn to forgive and learn to say sorry. Thank you very much, Father, for coming. We are happy you've been here. We thank you for sharing that great insight with us. Thank you very much. Viewers, I guess you have learned something for yourself. Learn to forgive and learn to say sorry so we could all survive. On this note, we will end here and come your way another time. It's a bye for now.